next 15 minutes is going to be all about our lower back, just some gentle stretches to release our lower back. We're going to start on the floor. You don't need a mat, but if you have one, feel free to use it. Just find a place that you'll be able to lay down on the floor. And we're actually going to start laying down with our feet planted on the floor, and just let our lower back relax into the floor and start to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Bring your hands to your lower belly. Can you get your next inhale to raise your lower belly first? Continue to draw air in mid-belly, filling full all the way to your collarbone, and then slowly drain the air out through your nose. Again, just like that, in through, inhale, lower belly, mid, all the way to your collarbone, and then slowly drain the air out through your nose. On your next inhale, bring your arms alongside your ears, lengthen and grow. And then we're just gonna start to arch through the lower back, and then lower the lower back through to the floor. So we're just pushing our pelvis towards our feet and then lowering down. So inhale, I'm making an arch, like a tunnel with my lower back. And then on that inhale, I'm gonna feel full and really extend. And then exhale, lower the back down. So I'm flattening out my lower back. Do about 3 more just like that, really extending, just getting some movement through that lower back. And then pressing the lower back, flattening it out into the floor. One more. Now draw your knees into your chest. Interlace your fingers across your knees and just rock from side to side. Bring your hands to your knees. Draw some big circles with your knees. Keep it slow, maybe pausing in one place or the other. And then reverse that circle. And hug the knees back into the chest. Can you press your tailbone into the floor as you draw your shoulders away from your ears, and breathe. One more inhale. As you exhale, roll to one side and press yourself up to your seat. Come to a seated position. If this is too much on your hips, you can always put something underneath your hips to raise them up a little bit. Let your hands rest on your knees. Inhale, sit up tall. As you exhale, you're going to come into this seated cat pose. So we're rounding through the spine, tucking the chin, rounding every vertebrae. Inhale, sit up tall. Shoulders draw away from ears. Maybe start to draw the head back towards the tailbone. Exhale, round through the spine. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, round through the spine. One more time. Inhale, sit up tall. We're going to shift to hands and knees. So coming to hands and knees, now we're going to move through some cat-cows on hands and knees. So setting up like a tabletop, hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Inhale, you're going to arch through the lower back, reach the crown of the head, trying to touch the tailbone. Shoulders draw away from ears. Exhale, start at the tailbone, round through every vertebrae, trying to press your spine towards the ceiling like a Halloween cat. Inhale, cow. Arch through that lower back, shoulders draw away from ears, crown of the head reaches for the tailbone. Exhale, start to curl tailbone towards navel. Coming into cat, really round through that spine. Inhale, come to a neutral position, and you're gonna push your hips as close to your heels as feels good. So you're either gonna come into a child's pose, or maybe a puppy pose where the hips are a little closer to the ceiling. Reach your hands out in front of you and let your forehead start to sink towards the floor. Breathe into your lower back. As you inhale, pause at the top of your inhale, feeling so full that you're actually making space in that lower back. Exhale, let everything settle towards the ground. One more inhale. As you exhale, walk your hands towards the right. You're going to take your left hand on top of your right, curl your fingers under, and push your hips towards your right heel. So you're getting a stretch through your left side, left hip, left lower back. One more inhale. And exhale, release the fingers. Come back to center. Inhale, walk the fingers as far forward as you can. Exhale, take the hands over to the left. Right comes on top of left. Push your hips towards your right heel. Getting a stretch through the right side body, the armpit, the rib cage, the right lower back and hip. Neck is neutral, gaze is down. One more inhale. And exhale, come back to center. Inhale, come up so you're sitting on your heels. And then shift back to a tabletop. And we're gonna move our right foot in front of us. So we're coming into a little bit of a runner's stretch here. So you're gonna start to feel this through the back of this right leg immediately, but then we're gonna bend this right leg and we're gonna come into a runner's lunge here. So you're getting a stretch through the front of this hip on the left side. And what we're trying to stretch here is the hip flexor and the psoas. A lot of times when those muscles are tight, it pulls on the lower back. You can start to heel toe this right foot a little wider and bring both hands to the inside of the foot and really press into this back hip. If it feels like you can go a little deeper, you can come down onto your forearms, coming into this lounging lizard stretch. One more inhale. Exhale, walk yourself back up. Straighten this front leg and flex the toes towards the torso. As you inhale, can you extend through the spine, reach the crown of the head for the corner of the ceiling, draw your shoulders away from your ears, and then exhale, we're going to draw that foot back and switch sides. So now the left foot's going to come forward. You're going to lunge forward. So you're now getting a stretch through this right hip flexor, right psoas. Start to come down a little bit. Maybe heel toe this left foot open a little more. Inhale, reach the crown of the head for the corner of the ceiling and draw your shoulders away from your ears. If it feels like you want to take this a little deeper, you can come down onto your forearms into this lounging lizard. Nice, slow, deep breaths. One more inhale and exhale. Come back up. Move that leg back behind you and then sit back down. So we're bringing the feet back in front of us. We're gonna come down back to the floor and come into a reclined pigeon pose. So cross the right leg over the left. This is where you might stay. This right foot is flexed towards the knee, or you might pick both legs up and thread your arms through, grabbing onto the back of the left leg. So you'll feel a little opening through this right hip and right glute. Press your tailbone into the floor, rock this shape from side to side. Breathe. One more inhale, and exhale, set it down. Uncross the leg. Now cross left over right, flex the toes, and then draw the legs in towards the chest. Maybe this right or left elbow starts to coax the left knee away from you. So getting even more of a stretch. Press that tailbone into the floor, press your shoulders away from your ears, maybe rock the shape from side to side a little bit. Breathe. One more inhale, and exhale, set it down. Uncross the leg. We're gonna take our arms out like airplane wings. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, you're gonna drop both knees towards your right side. So a little spinal twist here, go nice and slow. If this is too much on your lower back, straighten your legs out a little bit more. You can also hug them in a little bit more for a more intense stretch. Settle into this spinal twist. One more inhale, and exhale, pick the knees back up. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, drop both knees to the left side. Again, if this feels too intense on the lower back, then straighten the legs a little bit. And you can also make it even more intense by hugging them towards your chest a little bit more. One more inhale, and exhale, bring the knees back to center. Hug your knees back into your chest, just like we did at the very beginning, rocking from side to side. And then we're gonna come into a happy baby, so you're gonna start to draw your knees into your armpits. This might be where you stay, or you might reach for the bottoms of your feet, just like a baby. Hug those knees into the armpits, rock it from side to side. Nice deep breaths. Maybe straighten one leg and then the other. Release the bottoms of the feet. Hug the knees in one more time. Plant the feet on the mat or the floor. And we're gonna press up into a full bridge. So in the beginning, we did some of this pelvis rocking back and forth. Take a deep breath in. This time we're gonna push the hips towards the ceiling. You can bring your arms like robot arms and push some weight into your biceps. And then really fire up the quads by pushing some weight into your feet. Lift those hips a little higher. We're trying to get some traction through the lower back and the belly. One more inhale, exhale, set it down. We're gonna pick it up one more time. Inhale, pick those hips up towards the ceiling. One more inhale, exhale, set it down. And hug your knees in again. Press your tailbone into the floor as you rock this shape from side to side. plant your feet on the floor. Reach your arms alongside your ears and stretch your legs out like a big morning stretch. Pull yourself apart from tippy toe to fingertip. Let's engage everything. Ball up your fists, your feet, squeeze your glutes, hug your belly in, scrunch your face, engage, engage, engage. Exhale, release. Again, inhale, pull yourself apart. Squeeze your glutes, hug your belly in, engage, engage, engage. And exhale, release. And that's 15 minutes for your lower back.